Welcome here today, ladies and gentlemen, to the Consumers Energy 400 at Michigan International Speedway. We are getting set for action here this afternoon. Another race at Michigan on the season. This is the first race and the first racetrack in which we have gone to for a second time this year, and it took until the 25th race to do so. We have raced at each track once on the season already for the entire Cup Series schedule and slate. So this should be a lot of fun for today's race nevertheless. Jackson Thomas, Brandon Garcia, welcome to the stream here in this one. So I'm actually using my sister's laptop right now for the chat because again my phone is broken still. And I did get a laptop ordered today, but Best Buy did not have any. And the nearest one to me that had that laptop I had bought and was looking for today would have been in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And that's about an hour and a half from my house. So I definitely didn't do that right then and there. So I ordered one. It will be in next week. And I'll be good to go from there, but I do have the chat on for tonight nevertheless. Patrick Shatterley, welcome to the stream as well. Love afternoon races. Yeah, I know afternoon is like perfect for me. I mean, it's a lot better for me than morning or night. It just seems to fit better. I'm more awake for sure. I'm sure you guys are too. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Tomorrow's stream will be at noon. Tomorrow afternoon. Again, we have to get those in Saturday and Sunday before both the Michigan doubleheader races. So that would be it. Let me adjust the camera here for a second too. I've noticed that that's kind of off a little bit. For whatever reason, it got uncentered before we get started here. Alright, I think that's good. Be good. Alright. So it's a little bit better centered here. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. What time is Cup race? Yeah, so the Cup race starts at 4 o'clock tomorrow. So that's why we're streaming at noon. We'll be at Watkins Glen. Our race should be done a couple hours before the start of the next race. But I have company coming over. Alright, let's get set for qualifying here. Quick qualifying at Michigan today, so just one lap to try and set as fast of a time as we can. We got a little bit looser of a setup for qualifying purposes at least, and we'll see if we have to adjust on that by the time we go to start the actual race itself. Ethan Greer, welcome to the stream. King, also welcome here today. The road to 1,000 subs. And the chase for 8, most importantly here with this season for Jimmy Johnson. The car feels really tight. We got back into the gas still a little early in 3 and 4, able to ride it out. And we'll see what this one lap will go for Jimmy Johnson this time. Oh, dove down into turns 1 and 2 a little too early. Had to roll out of the gas a little later. So he couldn't get back into the gas as soon as he wanted and still hits the wall off of turn 2. That is going to cut a lot of speed down here on this lap for Johnson. In the wall slightly off of turn 2. Through 3. So the car a little tight to start off here. But Jimmy Johnson's lap time, 40.159. 27th fastest in qualifying. That hit off of turn 2 definitely costed us. Turns 1 and 2 as a whole really costed us a lot of time there. But Johnson did clinch the regular season championship yesterday afternoon at Atlanta with a win. And today's pole sitter at Michigan will be Martin second. I don't know how you could DNF at Pocono and both double headers there in the same spot. I don't know, man. Can't see me. I see a black screen. I can hear you. Yeah, sorry for the lag there. Alright, so I don't want to start it off any looser than this for the start, because again, we don't know what the long runs will be like. We did not practice for this race. Looks like we're starting 25th. We got a couple guys going to the rear. But yeah, we're gonna get things started here very shortly. Should be a lot of fun. Give me one quick second. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, I'm trying to get my phone to work here throughout the course of this so I don't have to use my sister's laptop, but it's not going to work tonight. Alright. So without a doubt, here we go. Consumers Energy 400 at Michigan, my home track. We're racing here tomorrow in real life. Well, not me specifically, but that's where the Cup Series is racing here for the next 2 days, so... sure enough, coincidentally, we have this race as our next race on the season. Clint Boyer, Tyler Reddick will be the two drivers starting at the rear of the field in today's race. And we'll keep an eye, of course, on the bubble watch as far as drivers just in. Bowman has the last spot on points by 10 points coming into this race, by 12 on teammate Chase Elliott, the guy just on the outside looking in coming into this race today as a green flag is dropped at Michigan. 200 laps, 400 miles. Truex leads the field to the green. Bubba Wallace, Jimmy Johnson, mid-pack, side-by-side, still off of turn 2. Johnson just cleared him down the back straightaway finally, but this car is tight. How long will the tightness last for over the course of these runs? Jimmy really trying to stay in the draft. Gonna pull up, make a pass on Ryan Preece. Big run through the tri-oval now for Jimmy Johnson. One lap in the books, 3 wide to the bottom into turn 1. It looks like up ahead it is Kyle Busch going for the lead on Martin Truex Jr. all of a sudden. Corey LaJoie, big side draft on the outside of Johnson. Johnson got a little tight, barely kept it off of him. LaJoie about bounced it off the wall. Johnson trying to get right back on that left rear corner panel. He is all over LaJoie into turn 3. Michael McDowell gave Johnson a shot there. Johnson will clear LaJoie off of turn 4. Slide up right in front of him. Oh boy, barely had him clear, and now they're going 3 wide behind Johnson. Suarez is in the mix. And here comes Daniel Suarez. That is really tight. Suarez got a little tight on the bottom, barely clears McDowell. And now Suarez is going to duck underneath Johnson off the exit of turn 2. Johnson's in the wall. He just kept pushing up the track. Here comes McDowell once again. And Johnson forced to run a little higher line now through 3 and 4. Junior Car 17, welcome to the stream. Corey LaJoie going to give Johnson a shove off of turn 4. Johnson takes it down to the bottom. He's going to get back around McDowell pretty easily. And back to the inside of Suarez into turn 1. Boy, Johnson drove it in there deep. And he can't quite clear him. Suarez gets the run on the right rear corner panel. And there's contact. LaJoie made it 3 wide to the bottom in the center of the corner. LaJoie, Suarez able to get by Johnson there. Johnson still stuck mid-pack just outside the top 20. Deep dive through 3 and 4 once again to get by Suarez. Yeah, I did see what happened with Eric Jones, though. That's a tough break. He should get a good ride, though. I think he's well deserving of a top ride. It was just a matter of between him and Christopher Bell. you know, who was going to be the wiser choice there. And it's a little more of a risk, I think, to go with Christopher Bell, but I think that is the right direction for JGR to go with between the two drivers. But Erik Jones has proved himself, you know, the couple wins, and he is a playoff contender year in and year out, more so than even Daniel Suarez. Look at him going 4 wide off of turn 4 up there. 4 wide through the tri-oval at Michigan in the opening laps of the race. They're racing like it's the last lap up there. I didn't think they were going to make it into turn 1, but they did. Still no accidents. They're still going 3 wide. 3 by 3 seemingly. Johnson trying to make a pass on LaJoie, who ran the top, but LaJoie is there. Johnson gives him the room, as he could not go up and clear. Johnson trying to side draft him down the backstretch now. Into 3. Yeah, I could definitely see him going to SHR or maybe even Chip Ganassi. There's no other Toyota team, so he'd have to go somewhere else. You got to figure, too, somebody else is going to have to buy that charter from Levine Family Racing. The only team I can think of to buy a charter, at least of a Toyota team, would be Gaunt Brothers. But I would assume they have less funding than what obviously Bob Levine and his team had. And Suarez is already running there, so it makes sense. But the charter's for sale just as much as what maybe an affiliated team would be to Joe Gibbs Racing. So Gaunt Brothers would definitely have to pay a lot of money not only to get the charter, but most importantly get the charter. And then obviously after that point, you would want to be affiliated with Joe Gibbs. Yeah, 48 car, that could be a possible spot too. Because that's another thing, is Erik Jones will bring funding. He'll bring the sponsorship. The problem is he's just got to find a ride for that sponsorship to stay with him. And it's probably going to have to be a top-notch ride, which he deserves. Yeah, there's so many different options. So Erik Jones is definitely probably the hottest free agent right now that Keselowski is re-signed with Penske. And obviously Christopher Bell is likely headed towards that 20 car. But then you still got Matt DiBenedetto out there too. You know, will he re-sign with Wood Brothers, or is he looking for another bigger ride? Which I'm sure if he can get into a Hendrick or an SHR, he would. Jackson Pittner, welcome to the stream. Why don't I do stages? It's just for the first seasons for each 3 of the 3 top series. We're doing full races without stages, but we will be doing stages in Season 2 for every series. I did that on purpose, splitting it up, once with stages and once without. Johnson getting a big run on Blaney. It looks like this pack from about 4th on back is bunched together. 4th through 17th has been going insanely crazy since the start of the race. Again, we have seen them go 4 wide already. They've been 3 by 3 a lot. They're still 3 wide in the center of 3 and 4. And Jimmy Johnson is closing in on him. And this is about to get crazy for us here in a few moments. Couple laps probably. Johnson won the race at Michigan earlier this season. Has clinched the regular season title after a win at Atlanta yesterday. So strictly going for a win in these final 2 regular season races for 5 more playoff points. That's all Johnson can race for at this point. Yeah, I would expect him to stay with Wood Brothers too. But if the contract's on the table for him to go to SHR, though, I don't see why he wouldn't go there, you know what I mean? Johnson getting a run on Jones. He started outside pole in 2nd. Ooh, Jimmy couldn't quite clear him into 3. Now he does on the bottom, but he has to take an awkward angle into the corner on the inside. on the entry instead of starting on the top and rolling it to the bottom. Johnson seems to be a little faster on the bottom of the track comparative to the top here at Michigan. He's going to go to the top, but Eric Almirola was already there. Johnson now in the middle. Here comes Chris Buescher back down to the bottom. Can't quite get to the inside of Johnson. Johnson got a little loose. Mixture of getting loose and trying to block the 17 to keep him from making it 3 wide and stuffing Johnson in the middle. A lot of traffic right now, right around the leaders. Johnson down to the apron. Got to be careful. Unlike Fontana, really hard to stick the apron around this racetrack. 3 wide now through the tri-oval for Jimmy. DiBenedetto, Chase Elliott to his outside. Johnson will clear both of them into turn 1, now to the outside of William Byron. Oh, man, a little contact. No, he's definitely the best at Wood Brothers since Blaney, for sure. Paul Menard's the only other driver that drove that car since Blaney for that team, but Menard never even got that car to the playoffs. And there goes Johnson with a spin through the grass. Through 3 and 4, the second lap in a row. Great save, coming back up the track and now down. A great save by Johnson, but we stay green here at Michigan. Second lap in a row, he got to the apron in 3 and 4, but that time he could not stick it. Has to come back up the track now into turn 1 in front of a huge pack of cars that are going 3 wide. Had control of it until the car hit the grass, and then we just completely lost control, spinning all the way around. But luckily Johnson got it back down in time. He never got hit by another car sliding back on the track. And we somehow stayed green. No caution there. Very surprised we didn't get a caution. No, there are cautions on, but yeah, I'm surprised there was no yellow that time. I think it was Kentucky was another race we had a similar situation where we spun, but there was no caution. We are using the steering wheel in this race today. Johnson has dropped back to 20th after that. He's got a lot of ground to try and make up. Good thing is we're only on lap 17 at the line that time. Oh! Oh man, almost still... They were so close to making contact multiple times there. Johnson trying not to overcorrect it into Boyer, who was on the inside. Johnson was also trying to keep it off the wall. He had a huge run, didn't want to get out of the gas. Boyer about slid up in front of him. No, you got the apron right. Yep, that's how you spell it. A-P-R-O-N. Yeah, I didn't want to drive on the apron. You definitely don't want to do that at Michigan. We just got lucky that, well, really both times we got lucky, but the first time we never even completely lost control, despite losing a little bit of grip. It's way too flat down there where the rest of the track here at Michigan is a little more banked than Fontana. Fontana's not as banked in turns 3 and 4. So that's why you're able to run the apron down there, but you cannot do that here at Michigan. It's a little bit tighter of a racetrack. Still wide, but not quite as wide as Auto Club, which we raced at a few races ago. But again, Johnson lost a lot of time. He's now 20 seconds off the lead, passing Chris Buescher for 16th. Hasn't even cracked the top 10 yet today. He's been close, but... still, obviously a long ways to go. The job has gotten just a little bit harder for the 48. And he's only getting faster as the run carries on. We've seen this at numerous tracks this season. This is going to be a track position kind of a race. Not as flat as most longer tracks, 2 miles and longer, but kind of like Fontana. There is multiple groups to pass. But with this track being repaved within the last decade, it's kind of limited to mostly a one group track. There is, again, a second lane. With PGA 1, it's a little easier, but obviously in this game there is no PGA 1 to be able to use, so. Johnson is taking away faster and faster lap times as we get more and more into the run. Again, about 20 laps in. So either Martin Truex Jr. or Kyle Busch is likely leading right now, and I'd have to say Kyle Busch because he looked really fast at the beginning of the race. He was challenging Truex for the lead. I don't have the track map necessarily because of the lower left-hand corner of the screen's blocked by my camera. So not only you guys can't see, but I can't see it either. I'm sorry for that. I don't know how to drag the camera up into that little space in between the leaderboard and the actual track map. Otherwise, I would have done it already. I just don't know how to do it. Every time I go into the settings and try to test it, I can never find anything for it. Things getting more spaced out the longer and longer into the runs we go. Johnson goes full throttle through turns 3 and 4 that time. Handling's definitely coming in on the 48 car. He's a little looser off of turn 2. Turn 4, it's not bad on exit at all. It's just turns 1 and 2. There's a little sharper angle off the exit of that corner. Again, you go onto a straightaway versus off of turn 4. You head right into the tri-oval. You can carry more speed. There's more banking there also. Johnson to the inside of Byron. Kenseth to Benedetto. Gonna beat them all to the inside. Johnson up to 11th. Will Custer just inside the top 10 in that 10 spot. Seen good runs out of him so far this year. Inside Uranus, welcome to the stream. And another fastest lap of the race that time for Johnson. Remember, his lap time was in the 40s. Granted, he hit the wall off of turn 2, which definitely killed his one and only lap in qualifying. Qualified 27th. And get around Custer easily off of turn 2 there. Jimmy Johnson has cracked the top 10 for the first time now here today. Jimmy's moving through the field. The lead, but is the fastest car currently on the racetrack. So longer runs will be the way to go for Johnson. You just can't be overly aggressive, especially this early in the race. Good news is, again, regular season championship all locked up, so we could go random strategy if we have to try and get that track position we need. Perhaps stay out and win this race. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Ethan. Hopefully you can be back by the finish of this one. Johnson through the middle, turns 3 and 4. Ran a higher line than Kurt Busch there, got it to stick pretty well, and he's going to blow past Kurt Busch down the front stretch. Huge pack of lap cars here. Some lead lap cars mixed in. Got Bowman for 8th, and then another 2 seconds ahead of him is that pack of cars. Ooh, it looked like Bowman was going to go all the way to the bottom, and he does in the center of the corner, but he kind of had that protective line in the middle for a second there. Johnson all the way on the top. Off of turn 4, Johnson's got the run. He's going to blow past Bowman down the front stretch. Jimmy up to 8th. Passing his Hendrick teammate, who is right on the bubble coming into this one today. All these cars that were currently passed in the center of 1 and 2 are all lapped down out of the inside of Chastain off of turn 2. Again, Johnson fastest car on the track currently, and is likely going to get to 7th here very shortly. Again, can hold it full throttle at this point in the run through 3 and 4, 1 and 2. If we can hit our apex perfectly, I think we got a shot to. Timmy Hill used as a pick. Johnson up to 7th. Johnson trying to hold full throttle through 1 and 2. It's a little harder, but he's able to do it. So at this point in the run, Johnson's able to hold full throttle around the track. Car is loosened up enough. Rod G, welcome to the stream. Ooh, 3 wide off the exit of 4. Somebody clipped the apron there. I think it was Ryan Newman in the 6. That Oscar Mayer car. Able to clear all the lap traffic going into turn number 1. It's like Brad Keselowski's in the mix, so he made a pass on Keselowski also. Brad's still caught behind David Reagan and Bobby Carter, who are side by side. Johnson gets really loose off of 2. About overcorrected it into the wall. Big catch there. That's another risky thing with running full throttle. Really hard to settle the car down. It's back out of the gas. David Reagan in the way in the center of the corner. Johnson has to go up the middle now off of 4. Lost a little ground to Keselowski, trying to get in his draft now. Down the front stretch, and he is in it, and he's gaining a ton of time with it. Johnson to the inside of Keselowski into turn 1 for 6th. He's got it. Newman in 5th, Kyle Busch in 4th. Next 2 drivers for position ahead of Johnson. Quite a ways through the fuel run. Pit window is going to be anywhere between 44 to 48 laps here in today's race. Roughly, of course. Johnson with a deep dive through 1 and 2, full throttle. Busch on the top. Johnson just going to barely clear him before Busch has the run off of 2. So Jimmy Johnson up to 4th. Hamlin, Harvick 2nd and 3rd. Wow. Quick move to get to the middle that time by Johnson. These lap cars are not really spaced out well at all. They clustered together. Harvick only a couple tenths behind Hamlin. He's closed right up on him too. No, there's no doubleheader today. Yeah, I have no time for a doubleheader at all this week. I'm probably not going to have a doubleheader of full race live streams. If I'm going to have any sort of doubleheader on the channel for live streams, it's going to be likely a career mode episode down the line with a full race live stream, but I don't plan on doing any more full race live stream doubleheaders, at least any time in the near future. Johnson getting by Harvick and Hamlin here into turn 1. Jimmy up to 2nd place. Truex leads this one and has led every lap since the start of the race, qualified on the pole. Johnson a little loose off of turn 2, driving it, clearing Bell. But Jimmy is running down the 19 of Truex. Trying to arc it off, going full throttle through 3 and 4. Big run now. A little higher of a line than Truex. Not much, but it's enough to get a run to the inside. Jimmy Johnson to the lead for the first time today, lap 34 at Michigan. Trying to pull off the sweep at Michigan this season. Jackson, your birthday's soon. Nice. So is mine, man. Mine's next Tuesday. Yeah, thanks, Jackson. Johnson leading his first laps of the race. Truex still in 2nd. Then you got Hamlin, Harvick, and Kyle Busch. Oh, we got a lot of August birthdays here. That's nice. Yeah, mine will be on the 11th on Tuesday next week. Yeah, the August Michigan race always rolls around my birthday, so it's usually a race I don't have to pay for my tickets. Usually. Go up with the fam, but not the case this year because of COVID, unfortunately. One of my friends growing up too, I think his birthday was like the 15th or something like that. My sister's was on the 2nd of August. There's a lot of August birthdays that I know of personally. Be 40, nice. Good round number. Johnson to the inside. Man, it looked like Jones is going to pull down right in front of him for a second there. Never quite did it. Right front tire on Johnson's car down to about 18%, 17 now. He should be able to make it to the end of the run, I would have to think. Tire's usually not that big of a factor at Michigan, but the right front wears out so much with how tight the car is in the first half of the run. But Jimmy Johnson taking care of it well in the second half with how loose he is. A lot of open air now to work with ahead of Johnson for the next couple laps, likely. Man, Jimmy's car is so loose off of turn 2. Good thing we're in the open right now. And again, it's only like that the second half of the run because the first half's so tight that it's hard to keep off the wall and make passes because of it. It's so hard to really make passes inside. It sounds like we've got some of the leaders hitting pit road this time. So maybe a couple laps early to short pit. Truex is 8 seconds off the lead. Hamlin is closing in on him. But I don't think any of the top 2 at pit, or really top 5 in general, have hit pit road yet. Still got a couple more laps so we can stay out, trying to take each run as long as we can. It'll be a 4 pit stop race today as long as Johnson can make it 40 laps into each run. Should be able to do. And Johnson makes it to lap 40 here this time. What's up with the wall behind me? Yeah, so I have a part of a fathead Clay Matthews there. I'm in my bedroom. I've had this bedroom set up since we moved in here when I was like, I want to say 11. I just never took it down. Even though he hasn't played for him in a couple years too, so it's really outdated. So Jimmy Johnson going to hit pit road this time by. Not sure exactly what the speed limit is. Can't remember from the first time we were at Michigan this year. I would assume 55 miles an hour. And it is. So 55 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit here at Michigan. Johnson gets it down perfectly in time. 4 fresh tire. Full tank of fuel coming. No damage for repair on this first pit stop of the race. Again, a green flag stop. We have not had a caution yet today. At least up to this point. And I believe we had a caution fest race in the first Michigan race, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we had like 13 cautions that day. A ton of cautions in that race. But none so far today. So definitely a tale of two different races, despite it being the same length, 200 laps, 400 miles in both races. So not everybody hit the pits there that lap. Johnson made it to lap 41, so perfect. Trying to get up to speed right now. Down on the inside of the racetrack, as you have to. Nobody behind us, easily pulling back up onto the track, so. It was weird having to get out of the gas just a little bit more at the beginning of the run. Again, this race car is very tight. Johnson had to get out again on the exit of 4 there. And a very heavy amount of cars are on pit road this lap. A lot of them were in the top 10 that did not pit the lap prior. So Johnson will officially cycle back into the lead this time by at the start-finish line. Yeah, 437 subs. Definitely cool. Looks like Truex is coming out of the pits right now. He's still got to get up to speed, so Johnson gaining a little bit more time by pitting 1 lap earlier. It's going to help quiet a bit. Got to be careful on the apron through 3 and 4 as we're going here. Lap cars did not give us any room at all, and I think Bobby Carter wanted to get to pit road there. And caution is out behind us after... Well, I should say in the middle of green flag stops. A lot of the lap cars had not yet pit. Everybody on the lead lap did pit. Outside of Ryan Blaney, who was already behind us. Bobby Carter will get the free pass. So luckily enough for him, I guess not being able to pit that time paid off because of the caution. Actually, Blaney was on pit road at the time of the yellow, so. First caution of the day, lap 44 here at Michigan. .21 cars will restart on the lead lap. And here we go. Green flag back in the air here at Michigan. First restart of the day, but Johnson will be the control car on the inside. Truex will restart in second. Truex has led the most laps today, and he's got a little damage to the right front of that race car. Actually, quite a bit of damage. How much will that slow Truex down as we get up to speed? Johnson pretty good on the restart through turns 1 and 2, but he does not have a short run car for about the first 20 laps or so of a run. Look at Truex looking all the way towards the bottom for the lead into 3. Now looks high. Maybe trying to arc it off a little bit in the corners. Kyle Busch now to the inside. Hamlin in the mix, and here comes Busch for the lead to the inside of Johnson. Off of turn 4, they're 4 wide behind us for about 3rd place. Johnson trying to side draft off the 18. Look at how tight they are. 4 wide. Contact between the 2 and the 4. 3 wide in the middle. 4 wide into turn 1. Oh my goodness. Somehow staying off of Truex as he slips by on the outside. Keselowski up to 2nd on the bottom. Hamlin's in the wall behind us. My goodness. Take your breath away, why don't you? Keselowski challenging Busch to the outside now. Hamlin right behind Jimmy Johnson. He's going to give him a shot off of turn 4, trying to help him out and get him going. Jones almost cleared the 48, but the 48 and the 11 working together here. Johnson all the way to the bottom. 3 wide into turn 1. Trying to get back in the top 10. And he's side by side now for 10th. 4 wide again off of turn 2. Oh, man. Byron gave Johnson a shot in a terrible spot there, about turned him around. Jones trying to side draft Johnson on the left rear corner panel. Jimmy clears him into turn 1. This is getting insane very fast at Michigan. Custer all over the back of the 48. He's going to give him a shot now. Johnson hangs on to it. Has the run on. Almirola once again. Side by side for the lead up ahead. Harvick on the bottom. Ooh, down to the apron. Jimmy's got to be careful. He had the offsides down there. That time is in turns 1 and 2. Elliott to the bottom. Johnson gets out of the gas. Sorry. Oh, Newman just hit Johnson from behind. And about turned him down the back straightaway. Hit him right in the left rear quarter panel. Johnson's just trying to hang on for dear life. He is way too slow at this point in the run to keep up with these guys. He's trying to get out of everybody's way. He's got the straightaway speed, but the cornering speed is just not there. Can't stay in the gas this early in the run with the car being so tight. Jones moves up into the side of Johnson. He couldn't move down any lower because Clint Boyer was there, and that loses Jimmy about 4 or 5 spots. Jones might have rubbed the wall off of turn 2 also. Jimmy's doing one heck of a job trying to hang on to it. Corey, welcome to the stream. Intense indeed. As Kevin Harvick now leads at Michigan. He has won the last 2 August Michigan races. Johnson barely cleared down the roller there. Looks like Byron just blocked off Eric Jones into the corner. Johnson will make the pass quickly on Jones, and he absolutely sends it through 3 and 4 on Byron. He barely cleared him too. That was a very close call. Byron trying to cross Johnson back over. Jimmy trying to block his teammate to the bottom of the track. Byron is still there. Maybe drove it a little too deep through 1 and 2. It's amazing how far back Johnson fell here. Almost got in the wall again. Byron Kenseth right around Johnson now. And Johnson gets out of the gas, and he still rubs up the wall off of turn 4. And that is, look at how much time that cost him. That was a big time save. I mean, he barely grazed the wall, but you could see just how much lightly grazing the wall, how out of control you can get. All the momentum loss down the front straightaway there. That is the fastest part of the track, too. Triple Boy 3, welcome to the stream. Three wide now behind Johnson. Newman had a huge run on the top, and he still does to the back of this 48 car into turn 3. Johnson's still not at that point in the run where he can run full throttle yet, but he is slowly gaining ground back on these cars right around in 4th position. Now trying to work back on Kenseth for 13th. Can't pronounce that name up there, so I'm just going to call it Mr. Welcome to the stream. Saw you back in the chat. I was trying to read it, and I can't look away long enough from the screen without wrecking the car. Benedetto goes high, Byron to the bottom, Johnson right up the middle. He's getting cleared to Benedetto. He can't clear the 24. Byron to the inside. But he gets one heck of a run to beat him down the backstretch. Cole Custer's got damage holding up Boyer. Johnson able to slip by to the bottom, and he's back to the top 10 once again. Elliott, who's moved into the top 10, he's up to 9th place. Remember, he is 12 points outside the cut line for that last playoff spot on teammate Alex Bowman, who has also been in the top 10 quite a bit here today. And after this race concludes, we only have one race before the playoffs. There are 3 drivers right on the bubble with just that 1 spot on points remaining right around that spot. We could obviously get a new winner in these last 2 races also. It'll be a lot harder today. I think at Watkins Glen road course racing tomorrow, there will be more of a chance of a upset winner. I just don't see it happening here today. Unless somebody's in the running late and we get a late race restart, but I don't, unless that happens, I just don't see anybody beating Truex. Truex is very fast on the short run. And then again, Harvick and Busch got right around him. Truex does have a little bit of damage that is slowing him down, and Jimmy Johnson is so fast on the long run here. Again, it takes 20 to 25 laps, but then Johnson is for sure the fastest car on the track. Is it Mr. Miskaus? Miskaus? If I'm saying that right, I'll say it right from now on, but if it's not right, I'll stop saying it. I'd like to get the name right. Yeah, the description doesn't say Forza. Should say NASCAR Heat. I don't see why it would say Forza. Oh, man. Looked away, about got into Kurt Busch. Really ran him low. That was a big-time side draft. SCE at the end. So is it Mr. I don't know how to pronounce that. Like, is it Miskaus? Mr. Miskaus? Or Miskaus? Is it Miskaus or Miskaus? Or are those both wrong? Meanwhile, Jimmy Johnson's running up in 7th. Just got around Hendrick teammate Bowman. So Bowman and Elliott are running right around each other. That's not good for Elliott. He goes into Watkins Glen, one of his better racetracks, if not his best racetrack. Bowman, not that great of a road course racer. That could be a huge turning point there. Second one. So it's Aus. Or no, Oos. Which one did I say second? Did I say Oos? Mr. Miskaus. English lesson. Mid-Michigan NASCAR Heat 5 race. So it's not Oos, it's Aus. Oh, Johnson barely got to clear Truex for 6th off of turn 4. Joey Logano in 5th, just up ahead. Hamlin looks like Kyle Busch trying to pass Keselowski for 2nd, so there's a 3-car battle for 2nd place up there. I didn't make it. It's just harder to like comprehend what you're trying to say because it's over like a message board and you can't physically talk to me. If you could physically talk, I'd easily be able to pronounce it, but no problem though. Keselowski doing one heck of a blocking job for 2nd place there. Johnson overruns the corner again, this time in 1 and 2. Slides back around the racetrack, does a 360, lands back on the apron, drops it to 2nd gear, and he's going to try to pick it back up again. And somehow in the mix of all of that, he only lost 2 spots. I'll make that 3. Bowman's going to get around. Here comes Elliott. He almost got around Johnson. Unbelievable save again for Jimmy. That's the second time. That time is in turns 1 and 2. And he has now fallen about 10 seconds off the lead. Couch, got it. I'll remember that for next time. Johnson quickly able to get the 6. He should quickly catch Logano for 5th, but he's going to have to take a while to get back up to battling for 4th. Slightly overrunning 1 and 2, a couple laps in a row, and 1 lap too many. It's costed Johnson a lot of time. Second time he was able to save it, and still no caution, believe it or not. Second time he has spun without any contact, made a save, and both times no caution. Scouse. Johnson does seem to be the fastest car on the racetrack right now. There's a little bit of rear bumper damage from Elliott getting into the back of Johnson going into 3. Jimmy was trying to get back up to speed, and that might loosen the race car up even more than what Johnson's already been loosened up in the second half of this tire run. Tire/fuel run. Because again, nobody pitted under that caution unless they were lapped down it already or had not pit, but everybody on the lead lap, all 21 cars on the lead lap right now have pit once in this race, all under that last green flag run. Johnson's starting to run these guys back down again. Harvick still leads in this race. He's won the second race at Michigan in the last 2 appearances in his career. Can he make it 3 in a row? Here today, Johnson's car at this point in the run very loose off of turn 2. Again, the rear bumper damage is going to hurt the handling even more. Definitely going to have to be repaired when Johnson hits pit road this next time. A little bit of heavy lap traffic going on right now. 70 laps complete. Oh man, and he got into the side of the 38. John Hunter Nemechek, one of the lap cars. He tried to go in between Nemechek and Hill off of turn 2, and Johnson's handling of the car was just way too loose to make that happen cleanly. The outside of Kyle Busch now. Complete the pass off of turn 4. Getting run on Keselowski. Hamlin caught behind 2 lap cars going side by side there. McDowell and Carter. Johnson to the bottom for second place. Hamlin up the middle now in between Johnson and McDowell. Johnson slides through 1 and 2, but he's able to complete the pass. Johnson back up to second place one more time. Yeah, I'm not sure when exactly the next career mode video is. So I recorded, or at least thought I recorded, episodes 4 and 5 yesterday also. And then I went back in to actually go to upload it, and for whatever reason, it didn't record. So it did not record the 2 races that were on episode 4. And I had 1 race on episode 5 at Talladega, and that did not record either. I can tell you guys that I DNF'd at Bristol. Richmond, I finished 16th, and then I finished 18th. Or sorry, no, I finished 17th at Richmond and 18th at Talladega. So my best career finish is now at Richmond with a 17th, but yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. I don't know why I didn't record. Johnson just got into the side of Harvick. Harvick barely able to lead that lap. There was a little contact between the leaders. Harvick gets slowed down into 1 and 2. Johnson up the middle, sliding. This is going to get tight off of turn number 2. Suarez pulls right in front of the 48 of Johnson. He overcorrects it in the wall. He clips David Reagan. Reagan goes around into the wall. Down the back stretch. Still no caution. Johnson's got an awkward angle to get back onto the track into 3. He had to drop into 3rd gear and get out of the gas. He lost a ton of time. Still no caution. And David Reagan has completely totaled his car down the back straightaway. Johnson drops back to 4th. Keselowski, Kyle Busch right around him. Johnson back up to 3rd quickly now into 1 and 2. Harvick still leads, and Hamlin has closed the gap slightly, but he's still about 2 seconds back. I don't know how that wasn't a caution. I was waiting for a caution to come out when we were on the inside of the track. I was only down there so that way I could miss David Reagan in case he came down, but he overcorrected it into the outside wall. It never came down the track, so then when I tried to come up into turn 3, I had to get way out of the gas, or I wasn't going to be able to make that corner. I had to drop it all the way down to 3rd. Hamlin stuck behind Suarez. Johnson back up to 2nd. Man, Suarez just moved up a hair too early. Man, Johnson's car took off of turn 2. Down to the apron off the exit of the corner. He still clears Hamlin for 2nd. Down the backstretch, luckily he was still caught behind Suarez, but Johnson's car is way, way too loose. Especially when going side by side. He definitely wasn't going to make it 3 wide up the middle there. Still 2.5 seconds off the lead. Car coming out of the pits now. Likely David Reagan after that accident. Couple lap cars checking up behind him. Couple of the JTG Doherty cars. Both of them, in fact, Stenhouse and Preece. The car's still trying to get up to speed down the backstretch. Reagan's actually taking off now. Johnson about 1.5 seconds off of Harvick. Been a crazy race despite only 1 caution so far today, almost 80 laps in. And we're roughly 10 laps away from the next pit stop. Wow, Reagan's dropped back the last. Jimmy's so loose off of turn 2 right now. It is crazy. Turn 4 again is not bad. Turns 1 and 2 just keeps getting worse and worse later into the run. Once we fix that rear bumper damage under the next caution or pit stop in general under green, Johnson's car will be a little faster. But he has not yet led on this run. He was close a couple times. To the inside of Harvick into turn 1. He's going to clear Harvick for the lead. So officially, it'll be a lead change at the line this next time. Johnson will take the lead back on lap 80. Assuming nothing bad happens here, as he almost has to turn right to go left off of turn 2, but then has to get the car back going straight once it gets to the flat on the straightaway. Because again, there's like no banking on the backstretch here. Very difficult to maneuver. Full throttle through 3 and 4 easily, though. Jimmy Johnson just over a 1 second lead, and back to the lead now for the 2nd different time in the race today at lap 80. 3 different leaders in the race today. I should say 4 different leaders. Kyle Busch has led a lap or 2 off that last restart. Truex has led the most. Harvick 2nd, and Johnson the 3rd most laps led in the race. Even full throttle through 3 and 4, the handling's not that bad. It's just simply 1 and 2. That's whether we get out of the gas and let the car roll or if we go full throttle. It doesn't matter. 16 people watching currently. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Again, the record, we haven't quite been close to it here today, but the record for most people watch at one point in time during the course of a stream on the channel is 35, and that came at the Charlotte Roval last Thursday. So see if we can get that up there. Also, if anybody's new is watching, likes NASCAR, this is the place to be. We've got daily NASCAR content on the channel, such as these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast along the way that I try to bring. So hit the subscribe button for more of this daily content. Run that like button up for anybody watching currently that is enjoying it so far. Johnson, oh man! He did tag the wall off of turn 2. He's still trying to catch the car. Caught it with the right rear first and kind of slapped the right front into it. Jimmy trying to get it to the end of the fuel run. Look at that battle for second going on behind him. Actually, Harvick's the only car right there. The rest are lap cars around him, but Harvick now within a second of the lead again. Wasn't a perfect save by Johnson, but that could have been a disastrous exit of turn 2. Jimmy needs to badly get to pit road here, but again, trying to get to the end of the run. Shouldn't have to go a lap down with pitting at this track, even from the lead. This car is really loose off of turn 2. It's so hard not to overcorrect it, but we definitely did that last lap. Two-second lead again here for Jimmy. But again, pit stops will be coming soon. In a couple laps. Johnson about overcorrected it again. We are losing so much time every single time Johnson does that. Staying out simply in case we get a caution. But he might be the cause of it and might end up crashing out here before long. But he should only have to stay out one more lap. So we should only have to run through turns 1 and 2 one more time under this run. We'll get the 4 fresh tires. We'll repair that rear bumper damage. And we should be on our way. Just over a 2-second lead now on Harvick. Again. Kind of caught up slightly off of turn 2. Jeez, old Pete's. Johnson's going to pit this time. He made it to the end of the fuel run one way or another, banged up the car a little bit along the way. Now he's got to make it to pit road. 55 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. No pit stops under caution today. It's the second stop of the race, both under green. And he easily gets it down in time. 2 seconds of damage to repair. Again, a 4-tire stop, full tank of fuel coming for the 48 of Johnson. Pit stop number 2 looks like it's going to be a little bit slower. There wasn't any damage to repair on the last stop. This stop we had a little bit. 2 seconds worth. Well underneath that 5 seconds worth, which is our damage clock range. Johnson will come back out of the pits here. So he's dropped back to a couple extra spots. He did not have nearly as big of a lead. Last time Johnson hit pit road, he had about a 12-second lead. This time he only had about a 2-second lead. So we'll see. He'll have that little bit of an advantage by pitting 1 lap sooner. Should be able to gain a couple seconds. Harvick still on the track. Right behind him and is the leader. But Johnson comes out just barely on the lead lap. Harvick, let's see if he can pit here. He was kind of stuck in the middle going into 3 and 4. Johnson had to get out of the gas here, even trying to get up to speed through 3 and 4. Car's on pit road currently as we speak. Truex is on right now. Likely going to repair that damage. Again, Johnson should cycle out as the leader, but by how much will be the question. Harvick did not pit that time. I don't think he was really able to. It's amazing how loose this car was at the end of the run to how tight it is right now at the beginning. It's truly amazing. Oh, I just have a water just to stay hydrated. Every now and then I'll have a Powerade, but usually I drink strictly water. It's pretty hot in my room because I have to turn the fan off because otherwise you guys can hear the fan. And I do have central air, but for whatever reason in my room it just doesn't work as well. I'm upstairs. So I mean it does get a little warm. I think it was like 80 degrees outside today, which isn't bad, especially for summertime in early August. Oh! So I had to get out of the gas. Still 3 wide though, off of turn 2. No, I don't drink pop or soda or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I pretty much drink only water. Occasional glass of milk or orange juice or something like that in the morning, apple juice, but that's about it. I don't intake sweets necessarily. My 3 cheat days a year are my birthday, which is coming up next week, then Thanksgiving and Christmas are the only days I even intake like any sort of sweets, so I'm pretty strict with my diet. All kind of started when I wanted to start working out a few years ago. Well, even before I started working out, it was like a year before. Ghost Rider, welcome to the stream. Yeah, graphics are pretty good. Oh wow, Almirola almost clipped that car trying to get to pit road. He had to move high at the last second. And by the way, Harvick lost a lot of spots on pit road. He came in second. Denny Hamlin, Keselowski, and Kyle Busch all cycled ahead of him. Johnson about 5 seconds ahead of Hamlin when he came out of the pits. But again, these first 20 laps of a green flag run, Johnson does not have a fast car whatsoever. Hamlin is going to try to run him down. And Johnson is battling with lap cars. Almirola, Chris Buescher right around him. This is costing Jimmy a ton of time. Oh, Buescher! He might have sideswiped Timmy Hill in the center of 1 and 2. Hill coming out of the pits. Buescher must not have saw him. Johnson trying to hold clear of Hill, and he does, but here comes Hamlin, now only 2.5 seconds back. Hamlin is making a charge on Jimmy Johnson. Almost at the halfway point here today. We're less than 10 laps away. Jackson, you're a Reds fan? Lost the Tigers 3 times. Yeah, but you got to figure they split 3 and 3, so we're just as even. I was upset that the Tigers lost both games of a doubleheader last week. That's hard to do. Second game they just got completely blown out. First game they at least made things close at the end, but then they didn't get to play at all yet this week because they were supposed to play the Cardinals in a 4-game series, but that series got postponed because the Cardinals had 13 players / coaches that had COVID, so they had to completely postpone the series. I don't know how they're going to make it up. That's 4 games against an interleague team nonetheless. I think they're supposed to play in Detroit on a 4-game series later this year, unless they do 4 straight doubleheaders, but they'd be playing at Comerica, so that'd be an unfair advantage for the Tigers. So I don't know how that's gonna happen. Same thing with the Marlins. Oh, they lost 13-0. That's not good. You guys got Castellanos, so he's tearing it up right now. I missed that guy already. We've only had him, or have not had him for about a year now, calendar year. Traded him away to the Cubs at the end of last season. He's a good hitter, for sure. I think he's leading this, at least the National League in home runs right now. He might be leading the entire MLB. Yeah, Moose is definitely pretty good too. Yeah, they definitely stacked the hitting. Even Derek Dietrich on his on days there. I mean, he showed up to play last year. And speaking of showing up, Denny Hamlin has come to play. He is challenging Johnson for the lead here shortly. Johnson kind of trying to break the draft, but Hamlin is so much faster than what Johnson is right now. Bobby Carter might get in the way through 1 and 2, but Hamlin slips to the bottom, and he goes, oh, looked to go up the middle. Couldn't clear Johnson in time. Hamlin trying to get to the outside of Bobby Carter. He about bounced it off the wall. Hamlin to the lead, down the backstretch, into 3 rather. Hamlin all the way to the top, Johnson to the bottom, drives it in deep, got it to stick. Gonna slide up the track, but he's not gonna be able to clear him. Trying to side draft Hamlin on that left rear, couldn't do it. Denny Hamlin back to the lead again, and actually for the first time today, Hamlin is leading laps at Michigan. And now stuck behind Chris Buescher. Buescher blocks, he's trying not to go 2 laps down. Johnson looking towards that middle lane. Hamlin gonna get to the outside of Buescher likely. Yes. And he's gonna blow right past him. So Hamlin back to the lead. Johnson drives it in deep again through 3 and 4, getting it to stick. Hamlin jumps down to the bottom again, maybe to protect on Johnson. Keselowski still 3.5 seconds off the lead, roughly. Harvick up to 4th again, and he is closing in on Keselowski also. I think Hamlin's going to hold on to the lead here for a little bit unless he gets caught behind a lap car, but after Almirola, there's no other lap car in the vicinity of Denny Hamlin. Hamlin caught behind him going into turn 3. Johnson getting a huge amount of momentum. Almirola trying to block to the bottom. Almirola about 30 points or so above the cut line, trying not to go a lap down here. Hamlin trying to get to the inside. He is definitely there. Johnson getting a huge amount of time in the draft. He's going to get to the inside of Almirola. Hamlin is there. Johnson drives it in deep through 1 and 2. Trying to side draft the 11 in the center of the corner. He got there, but he couldn't hang on in time. Hamlin holds on to it, but Johnson knew that was his one chance to get back around him, and he couldn't do it. Saudio, welcome to the stream. Johnson still trying to stay in the draft, down the straightaways at least. He backed up the corner really nice through 3 and 4. Beats Hamlin back to the gas again. Hamlin trying to fend off Johnson. Johnson's got the run to the inside. Hamlin couldn't block it. He leads the lap though. Johnson trying to side draft, and McDowell's the next lap car in the way very shortly. Johnson to the lead through 1 and 2. I would assume Hamlin's going to try a crossover. He couldn't do it there. Couldn't get the car to rotate in the center of the corner. Johnson trying to make it a lead change officially once we get back to the line. Hamlin goes high, maybe trying to set Johnson up, but he needs to get a huge run off of 4, which I'm sure he'll get some sort of a run, but how much of it? Johnson goes a little low, breaking the draft again. Another lead change. Johnson to the lead for the 3rd different time today at lap 100 here at Michigan. Will be crossed flags halfway home, this time by at the line. Harvick now only a half second behind Keselowski for 3rd. Again, only 1 caution so far today. 2 sets of green flag stops. It's the longer of the 2 green flag runs in this race. We went green on lap 47. We're halfway home. We have had a 54 lap green flag run so far. It's just amazing. We've seen a good race today despite only 1 yellow, that is for sure. And Johnson has not led much despite leading 3 different times. Seems like he can't really lead for more than 15 laps at a time when he does take the lead. Loses it for a little bit and then tries to get it back. And I don't think we're done seeing the cautions yet, although we have seen times where we either could have or probably should have had a caution but never came to be. Johnson doesn't seem like he's got as fast of a car as what he did in the first Michigan race this year. It's still fast on the long run, but it takes a little longer to get going than usual. Again, about 20-25 laps. Johnson can't quite hold it full throttle through 1 and 2 yet. Not quite halfway through this fuel run. Really going to sneak to the inside of David Reagan off the exit of the corner. Reagan probably the guy on the oldest tires on the track currently. He'll have to pit next before anybody else if we get a caution. Involved in an accident down the backstretch in which he did not get a yellow flag, so he had to pit under green, lost a lot of time. Again, 8 different winners this year, 7 of which in the playoffs. And remember, Timmy Hill is outside the top 30, but he's not having a good day today. He needed a pretty strong performance to get inside the top 30, both at Michigan and Watkins Glen tomorrow, but that doesn't look like it's going to end up happening for him. And Chase Elliott still trying to beat Alex Bowman today. Both drivers are in the top 10, and Bowman's just been a spot or two ahead of Elliott most of the day. Chase is slowly gaining spots throughout the course of the race. More and more pit stops. Seems like the faster and faster he gets. Johnson's opened the lead up by about 5 seconds on Hamlin now. Harvick is up to 3rd. Keselowski 4th, and Kyle Busch rounds out the top 5. I'll tell you what, the way this regular season has been, we have had some pretty fun races. Most of the season we've had pretty solid races for the most part. And the playoffs will only be even more intense, with a more difficult schedule in the playoffs. Richmond, Chicagoland, Charlotte Roval will be round 1. And that round of 16. Again, that starts Sunday afternoon at Richmond will be the first playoff race. But then we can't get back to the Cup Series again until at least Thursday. So we'll have to take a few days off in the Cup Series, but we'll get right back into it. We'll finish up the round of 16 next week, and maybe even start the round of 12. It's an almost hit Boyer and almost hit the wall off of 2. That was definitely close. Called 88, welcome to the stream. No problem for being late. Better late than never. Just past the halfway mark in the race moments ago. Closing in on about 90 laps left at Michigan here today. Again, only 1 caution so far, but the race pace is definitely going by a lot quicker. A tale of 2 different Michigan races. 1 caution in the first almost 110 laps of this race, past the halfway point. In the first Michigan race we had this season, where Johnson won, we had 13 cautions in that race. And a lot of them were in the second half, so we'll have to see how this will be here. 439 subs, awesome. Yeah, thanks everybody for subbing. Might get to 450 by the end of the weekend. I think that's feasible. Definitely a busy weekend on the channel. Of course, 2 more full race live streams within Saturday, Sunday, and we got 2 post-race analysis and prediction videos for Michigan. Now, because my laptop is on hold, it's on order, but I'm not supposed to receive it till next week. I really want to do the predictions videos, but with my phone being broken, unfortunately, I don't know how I'm going to be able to videotape either of those 2 videos. I think I can videotape them, but there's going to be a good chance that both videos are going to be really short this week, unfortunately. I'll try to go as in-depth as I can, but I'm talking like I probably can't get more than 5 minutes in per video, unfortunately. or I'll have to like videotape multiple times throughout the day, but it's gonna be tough to edit it too because of my phone being broken, so it works partially. How many other games do you use the wheel in? Well, I actually don't really have any other games because the whole, this channel is all NASCAR based. The only other game I have is Tony Stewart's Sprint Car Racing, which I haven't played since Heat 5 came out, so it's been well over a month since I played that. I don't usually play it a couple times, but that I've had other dirt racing games in the past, but that one doesn't feel like a dirt racing game the way it handles and everything, so yeah. Yeah, I know the racing trucks right now. Caution's out for the second time today. It came out with 91 laps left, so right at lap 110. Cole Custer in 10th place will get the free pass. Chase Elliott is stuck a lap down, it looks like, in 12th. That is going to hurt him. And Johnson's going to stay out of the pits here. He's faster on the longer runs. And he's going to try to keep the track position. But everybody else will be on fresh tires. We'll see how this is going to work. After the second yellow of the race. Green flag back in the air for Johnson. We had a crazy restart last time. 87 to go. Much later in the race after a 64 lap green flag run. We're back at it again. Johnson could still make it on 2 stops the rest of the way, so that also played into the factor of him staying out. Everybody else will likely have to make 2 stops also. It'll be close on 1, but I think they'll have to make 2. Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski for second place behind. Johnson will lead the opening lap of the restart. Busch clears everybody for second. Truex, who we have not seen lead lap since at the very beginning of the race, he is closing in. Here comes Busch looking high into turn 1. Couldn't make the move. Now looks down towards the inside. Johnson hits his marks in the center of the corner. Perfectly done. Busch still trying to slip by to the bottom. Johnson loose off of turn 2. They're 3 wide for second. Contact with the 2 Keselowski. He slips by to the outside. Here comes Truex and Busch now behind Johnson. 3 wide for about 3rd place still, and here comes Ryan Newman out of nowhere. They're 3 wide off the exit of 4. Johnson in the middle. This is not a good spot to be in. He's got a very loose car, especially in turns 1 and 2, but he is 3 wide middle. Trying not to get in the side, and we're 5 wide in the center of turns 1 and 2. Johnson a little loose, but hangs on to it through 1 and 2. Unbelievable. Elliott trying to get back on the lead lap, perhaps. Keselowski goes high through 3 and 4. Newman going for his first lead of the race. Harvick is all over the place. He's trying to get back to the lead. Newman to the inside of Keselowski. They are side by side. Bowman trying to help out teammate Jimmy Johnson. Fastest lap of the race that time for Johnson. Oh, he bangs into the side of Truex into turn 3. Bowman going to give Johnson a shove again. A little bit of rear bumper damage. He slides right into the 19 of Truex, and they're 3 wide again. Johnson falls in line behind the 19. He gives him a little bit of a shot down the backstretch, trying to get him going. Newman still side by side for the lead up there with Keselowski. But Johnson's hanging with these guys here on these older tires. Again, he's this much faster later in the run. Tires not really playing as much of a factor here, as much as clean air at Michigan, so that definitely helps. Bowman to the back bumper of the 48 of Johnson. He pushes him all the way up the track, and he just shot him into the wall. Johnson to the inside, and around he goes. Bowman has just turned Johnson off of turn 2. Teammate Alex Bowman. Johnson somehow kept it off the inside wall. We stay green. And a tough break for the 48. Unbelievable. Teammates get together off of 2. He was trying to shoot him up ahead like he did off of 4, which worked there, but not in the center of 1 and 2, and he just kept pushing Johnson all the way up the track into the wall, and Johnson's car is completely sideways now. That has really messed up the race car. Center of the corner, Johnson loose again. Trying to save it, and Jimmy's got to bring it down to pit road this time. There is way too much damage. But if it's 5 seconds of damage, or sorry, more than 5 seconds of damage, Jimmy cannot repair it. And he's going to need a long green flag run here, but Johnson will bring it on to pit road, his 3rd stop of the race today. 55 miles an hour. It's pit road speed limit, and they'll get it down in time. 3 seconds of damage that will be repairable. Yeah, same track too. And this is very late in the race to try and come back from. Now Johnson could still make it on on one more pit stop after this one from here on out. Problem is, he is a lap down. Johnson's going to need this race to play green, likely to the very end, if he's going to want his best shot of winning this thing. Or at least long enough for everybody to cycle through stops this time. .1 second stop. This is the slowest of the 3 stops today. Again, Johnson 1 lap down here at Michigan. Good news is he's got a lot of clean air to work with. But again, bad news, he is 1 lap down in 18th. And we do have only 9 drivers on the lead lap. So Jimmy is definitely not in the free pass spot. He has to get up to at least 10. No sign of any cars behind us, so that's good. So Jimmy's got the clean air advantage. He's all out in the open here, but just 80 laps to go. Not in a good spot. Teammate Alex Bowman got in the back of the 48. Johnson already locked into the playoffs and has actually clinched the regular season championship. Just looking for more playoff points with the win. Bowman right on the cut line, maybe a little too aggressive. Trying to work together with his teammate. We don't need a caution now, because if a caution comes out, we're going to get trapped a lap down. Unless we can take the wave around, but that's assuming everybody on the lead lap pits. They might not all pit, because they can make it on 1 more stop, so you might see cars stay out even with another caution. I think there'll be split strategies if we get another yellow. Unless we're within 40 laps to go, then everybody will pit, but we're going to need everything to cycle out and cycle through before you even think about another caution, but we'll see. Tough break here for Johnson, that is for sure. Of all things, too, it was teammate Alex Bowman getting too aggressive there in traffic. Johnson had a loose car late in the run as it is, and already had a little bit of rear bumper damage, but that damage was just way too much. Had to bring it onto pit road. Get Bowman back. I'm not going to pay him back. Not only because we're teammates, technically, so. I think there's going to be a meeting in Rick Hendrick's office after the race when the teams get back to Charlotte tonight. No, we did not dominate the race. We've only led 3 different times, and I don't think we've led more than 30 to 35 laps if I had to guess. I think Truex and I think Harvick's led the most. Truex is probably a close second. And Johnson's probably in third. Actually, Johnson might have led the second most laps ahead of Truex, because Truex, he led a lot early, but once we took the lead from him the first time at like lap 34 or 35, whatever it was, we took the lead. We were fine. Hamlin's led a few laps, but I think Harvick's led the most so far. Yeah, it's nothing like the first Michigan race. It takes us a lot longer to get going this race, for whatever reason. Ran a 40 flat that last lap, 76 seconds in. But Johnson's got to keep digging. You never know what could happen here. If it stays green to the end, again, everybody, if they have to make 2 stops the rest of the way, which again, I think they do. Granted, the second stop might be fuel only or right sides only because it would be within the last 10 laps of the race. But even still, Johnson with pressure tires now making up a little bit of time. How much time is he going to be able to make up? This is a 2-mile racetrack, though. That is another problem for Jimmy. It's a very long track. But remember, he has had a lot of bad luck in his career at Michigan. Fortunately enough, we were able to win the first Michigan race this season. This is a track Johnson's only won at one other time. One time in real life, that is. And he always seems to have terrible luck here. Inside Uranus, do I play old NASCAR games? I want to. I need to get a PlayStation 2 some way or another, though. For sure, I would love to. I would love to for the channel and do these like a full, full race live streams, with the season there too. I think that would be awesome. But I don't have a PlayStation 2. I haven't had one in a very long time. NR 2003. I would probably go with like a NASCAR Thunder game, but I'd probably do a championship season and do the full races. I wouldn't do a career mode though. I don't really want to. I think it'd be fun, but there's so many guys out there. Well, more so Winval that has done a full career mode as it is anyway, and mine would never be able to compete with his. Our style of gaming play, and commentary is completely different. It just wouldn't work out quite as well as maybe you guys would hope for, but I would definitely love to do some championship mode stuff on those older games, especially with the schedule being a lot different and different tracks that aren't even in this game. So Johnson's definitely gaining time now. Again, to get to the free pass position, you got to get to the top 10 right now. Now, Custer did restart on the lead lap, technically at the time in 10th, but now he's up to 9th because of Johnson's issues there. I didn't see Bowman come down pit road, but I would have to assume he's got a little bit of damage, and that could be costly. Now, Chase Elliott was a lap down, and unfortunately for Elliott, with Jimmy being a lap down, trying to catch him now, Elliott better hope he gets to that 10th position as quick as he can and get the caution before Johnson can catch him. Johnson's still got a ways to catch him, though. That's the thing. This is going to be a tough one for Jimmy to win, but still 71 to go around a 2-mile track. It's not impossible, but we are well past the halfway point as well. Probably going to need a little bit of luck. I don't think raw speed is going to be enough to overcome this deficit. We've not even been close to lapping the entire field today either. Again, we've had a fast car in the longer run, but I think the largest lead we've had is 12 seconds. Roughly 40 seconds, 39, 40 seconds to get around. I'm sure some drivers have probably hit a 38. I guess we hit a 38 before, and we have in this race too, but you can see our fastest time today is about 0.4 of a second off our fastest time ever. Again, it goes to show we just don't have the speed we had in this car in the first race here this season. Well, there is a chance for another new winner this season if Jimmy can't get up there. Harvick obviously has been one of the contenders, so has been Truex. Probably the two other best drivers in the field, along with Jimmy Johnson. All three of them are kind of equal with each other as far as trying to win the race goes. We have seen Kyle Busch lead a couple laps as well as Denny Hamlin today, but both of those guys are without wins. They have plenty of points to get into the playoffs, though. They don't have the playoff points yet this season, so that would definitely help them with the playoffs starting here in a couple races. Do I wear pants when I stream? Yes. I got khaki shorts on right now, actually. As you guys could tell by my shirt, I went golfing earlier today. I had to go to the PMV and renew my driver's license. Because my birthday's next Tuesday, and even though I have supposed to be off for my birthday at least, I didn't want to go up there on my birthday, so I saved the time. I went today. Got up there right about when they opened at 8 o'clock this morning, then I went to the golf course right after. Ratings on the streams are really good right now. Yeah, thanks, man. The TV ratings? No, but yeah, they've definitely gone up for sure. I mean, if you look at the views that we've had on this specific championship mode season with the Chase for 8 with Jimmy Johnson on NASCAR Heat 5 compared to what we had on any of the streams in Heat 4 outside of the Daytona 500, the stream, I mean, race by race, they are so much higher. I'm getting literally 300 to 400 views more for, you know, like, I'm trying to compare a race, like a standard, like Michigan race. Like, I guarantee this race is going to easily have more than 300 to 400 views, where Michigan on NASCAR Heat 4 probably only has maybe 100, 200. And that's just like within 48 hours after this stream concludes. You know, that's not counting in the future, people going back and watching it afterwards. So yeah, that is awesome for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna turn 21. I'm not a drinker though, so I don't plan on drinking. Before anybody asks me or tries to recommend a certain alcoholic beverage. It's not for me. I just don't plan on it. But yeah, I'm gonna be 21. Oh boy. Johnson just sweeps to the inside. Reddick off the exit of 2. Reddick's not had a good day either. He's slipping back more and more in the points. It's not impossible for him to get in on points, but after today, it probably will be. He'll likely need to pull off an upset at Watkins Glen tomorrow to get in. Yeah, that poster behind me, it's a Clay Matthews when he does like the Predator, like looking stance, sack dance, whatever you want to call it, after he makes a sack or a tackle for loss. So again, I've had that in my room since I was 11. I just haven't taken it down. I adopt a child. Will I get a child? Not anytime soon. I won't be adopting a child anytime soon. That is for sure. I don't even know if I can at 21. I would think so. I think you technically can at the age of 18. I don't know if that's a state-by-state thing, but I think I can at the age of 18, technically. Well, Johnson has caught Blaney and Jones for position. That is 16th and 17th as he squeezes by on the outside. Almirola is for position actually, but he's got about another 4.5 seconds ahead to Byron. Johnson carries deep speed into 3 and 4. Pretty solid. He's going to clear Almirola for 15th, about halfway through the run. Right at that peak point, it seems like, for Jimmy Johnson's car right now. So Custer still is on the lead lap by quite a bit. So that's a good sign as far as if we can get to 10th, but we got to get there first. Matt Kenseth was 10 points behind Alex Bowman coming into the race today. Elliott was 12 points back, so those are the 3 drivers right on the bubble. Eric Almirola was plus 30, so not too comfortable, especially with all 3 of those guys running ahead of him. But as long as Almirola finishes top 20 both today and at Watkins Glen, I don't see why he would miss on a playoff spot unless we get a new winner or maybe 2 new winners behind the cut line, which we do have a couple of them this season. That would shake things up quite a bit, but unless that happens, I think there's a chance here. But Johnson got loose off of turn 2 there, and it's at about that point in the run. Now the good news is he's kept the rear bumper clean, unlike the last 2 green flag runs. So Johnson's handling off of 2 should be similar to how it was in the first run. Not great, but not too bad at the same time. It was definitely drivable, most drivable then. What is the top of my bucket list? The top of my bucket list is to go to every single NASCAR race by race in a season. Cup Series at least. Literally travel week to week with those guys. I think that'd be pretty cool. Obviously, if I become a TV broadcaster someday, that would be much feasible. But, you know, even if that doesn't end up happening someday, that would be pretty cool. That's top of the bucket list. Second on the bucket list is just to get to every track first. I've been to 9 different tracks now of the 24 on the schedule. If you count the Charlotte Roval, it'd be 25 if you count Nashville starting next year too, so that just adds another one to get to. But yeah, that's definitely on the very, very top of my bucket list. Borgson, welcome to the stream. Rip Reaper, welcome to the stream. Better off just smoking weed. No problem, Jackson. Hopefully you can make it back by the finish. Oh boy, man, 3 wide. It looked like Boyer, he tried to get to the inside of that other lap car that was on the very top. I think it was Justin Haley, if I'm not mistaken. And then, obviously with Chastain on the bottom, there was nowhere for Boyer to go there. But we made it through there. 3 wide and tight through 3 and 4. Just 58 to go. Again, just 2 cautions so far today at Michigan. Kurt Busch is in 10th. First driver 1 lap down. He's only 3.5 seconds ahead of Johnson. Johnson is closing in on him fast. That is a free pass spot in case we do get a caution. So Johnson needs to run hard to catch Kurt Busch. Logan Miller, welcome to the stream. Day has so far been so good, I'd have to say. Wasn't my best round on the golf course. It was a decent round. I still shot an 83, but I think that is the first round I've shot over 80 in like 4 weeks. I was on such a hot streak, and I was hitting good shots today. I was just leaving everything short on my second shot. So instead of getting greens in regulation like I have been doing, I've been having to chip. And that was just costing me a couple strokes per 9, just enough. Just like that, you know, is just enough to get me to that point. I think it was the first time either of the 2 9-hole rounds have not been in the 30s too in that span. It was about 4 weeks. It's been about 4 or 5 weeks. I know the whole month of July I definitely didn't shoot around that bad before. So. And that, again, that's not even that bad. That's like about where it was last year at the beginning of the season this year. So that's still pretty good. Johnson just passed Kurt Busch on entrance to turns 1 and 2 to get to 10th. He's about 25 seconds behind Custer. And he needs the caution to come out before Custer goes a lap down, because once Custer goes a lap down, he will be in the free pass spot. So Johnson still has to keep the move on here. And again, he's got the freshest tires in the field. And when will the rest of the field have to make a stop? If they can make it to 45 laps to go roughly, they can make it on 1 more stop. You could say a 2-tire stop by Jimmy on the second and final stop. Maybe. Again, it depends what the... No, definitely not. Never mind. Whoa! Man, he got loose off the 2 there. Barely cleared David Reagan in time. Had to kind of ride the brakes off of turn 2 there. I didn't want to get out of the gas, so I kind of... But I did get the foot on the brakes there. Kyle Busch in 6th. All right, cool, Jackson. Yeah, this race will definitely be over in less than an hour. Closing in on about 50 to go. Austin Dillon pulled right up in front of Johnson. Johnson got loose as it was, but he still had to get way out of the gas to get underneath Austin Dillon to cut that car to the inside. Ryan Newman's still camping out in the top 5. Good run for him so far today. I should skydive. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing for my birthday. I know it's as I mentioned earlier on the stream, that's one of my cheat days where I actually do eat sweets, one of my 3 on the year. So I honestly plan on trying to eat nothing but sweets that day. Like, I'm probably gonna go to like Dairy Queen for lunch. You know, maybe go somewhere for breakfast and get like only dessert. and then stock up on like ice cream again like later at night. Maybe snack on it. Like, I'm going all in. It kind of sucks being in the middle of my work week though, because I have to work the day before, so 13.5-hour shift the day before and the day after. So I might sleep in just a hair. Oh man, leads off a 2 again there for Jimmy, but yeah, so I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do yet. I got most of the day to myself though, because you know everybody else in my family still has to work that day. I think even my sister has to work too, so yeah, I don't even know what to do. I don't know of any friends that have off that day either. That usually work, you know, Monday through Friday, so it's just kind of weird. Oh, well, welcome back there, Colt. Good thing you got it fixed. So again, tough to tell exactly where the leader's at right now. Again, he's still ahead of us. We're still 1 lap down. 14 seconds now behind Custer. But is Cole Custer still on the lead lap is the question. I have to think he is, but... Oh, wow. Johnson just got really tight. I have no clue how that happened. We got right up on the 95 trying to side draft him. All of a sudden, the car shot high. I'm not going to lie, I thought the steering wheel disconnected again the way it went up the track like that. Wow, that was crazy. Yeah, it's definitely feasible to win this. It's going to be difficult, but it's not over. Harvick trying to get to the inside of Truex up ahead, and that is a battle for the lead. So Johnson is the first car, 1 lap down. Custer, the last driver, on the lead lap, and he's still roughly about 9 seconds ahead of the leaders. Oh boy. Johnson clipped the apron through 1 and 2. We've seen that happen a couple times today, and it didn't work out well. Luckily, he saved it. Truex caught behind Reddick, but then Harvick got caught right behind Gaughan, and here comes Johnson on the top. Zooming in between Reddick and Gaughan. Harvick trying to block the 48. Johnson about ran into the back of him, had to go all the way down to the inside and clears Harvick into 1. Johnson back on the lead lap for the first time since about lap 84 when he had hit pit road. Or sorry, since 84 to go when he had hit pit road. And 1 caution could get him back into this thing for sure. And he should be able to make it on 1 pit stop. And the rest of the field is just outside the pit window as of right now. They have not pit yet. If they can make it to 45 to go, they have a shot to get to the end on fuel. They have 46 to go currently at the line. I feel a little old. I mean, it, like, not physically, but physically I'm still well fit, but you know, mentally it's just kind of weird looking back. Man, I graduated high school like three years ago now. What? Man, this is crazy. My sister's a senior in high school now, so that kind of makes me feel a little old. She just turned 18. And a lot of cars coming onto pit road this time. They are right on the edge of that pit window to make it on 1 more stop. And this has become a fuel mileage race at Michigan here today, ladies and gentlemen. And Johnson should cycle through as the race leader. Angel, welcome to the stream. This is definitely interesting to say the least. And some of these drivers, the top 6, did not pit that last lap. They're going to make it to 45 to go. They're going to be even closer to making it on fuel. .45 laps left. Johnson is going to cycle ahead of all these guys. Now, whoa, no, he just drilled the side of the 10 of Almirola. Getting into turn 1. I mean, he was on the inside of the track. Johnson just flat out overran the corner right into the side of him, and that costed him a bunch of time. Harvick comes out of the pits about 7 seconds behind Johnson. Jimmy will have to pit here in a few laps. So we'll see. But Harvick has cycled himself into second place, much faster stop than the last green flag stop he had, where he lost about 3 or 4 positions, but he's still in second here by about a second ahead of Hamlin. Hamlin cycled ahead of Truex, and Newman is still in 5th. Actually, he cycled ahead of Kyle Busch if you think about it, because Johnson hasn't yet hit pit road his final time. He's trying to stay out as long as he can, because again, the car's faster on older tires versus new. And he will have to make a 4-tire stop, because the left sides won't make it to the end for a final 84-lap run. It's just not possible here. We only had to go about 20 laps. I think they can make it, but not 40 to the very end on this final stop. So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now the good news is Harvick will not catch Johnson before he has to pit, so Jimmy will have a clear opening to get to pit road. And I don't think he's going to catch these lap cars ahead of him on fresher tires either, so Johnson will have an opening. He will try to send it as hard as he can off of 4 onto pit road without speeding, trying to make up as much time as he can. He's 3 for 3, making it on in time, in plenty of time. So we'll see. He's going to have to push the limit here to gain as many seconds as he can. He's going to stay out one more lap. He will be pitting this time by 41 to go. Again, just 2 cautions in the race today. Nothing but long green flag runs in the race all day long. And Jimmy will pit this time. Probably can't make it on fuel one more time. He's carrying a lot of speed off of 4. Trying to get it locked down in time, and he's easily going to do it. Well done by Jimmy Johnson. Right at 55 as he hits the commitment line. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. Here we go. I only eat sweets 3 times a year. Are you able to withstand the sugary goodness of ice cream? It's just once you go a couple weeks, it's pretty easy. Honestly, the day after my cheat day, or the first couple days after my cheat day, are really hard to stay away from it, but I do a good job. And as far as like even on my cheat days, I don't drink pop or anything. I haven't drank pop in probably 3 or 4 years. 16.1 second stop, second fastest stop by Johnson today, but not as fast as that 15.9 second stop. Jimmy, coming out of the pits, has to try and stay on the lead lap. He doesn't necessarily have the short run car. Here's Custer trying to get around him for 9th. Custer had to check up. He was on the inside. And here comes Hamlin. Hamlin gets to the back bumper of the 48 of Johnson. He is the leader. He has gotten around Harvick. Johnson needs to try to stay on the lead lap, but he can't. As he's trying to get up to speed, but now Custer's holding up Hamlin. But again, Johnson doesn't have a short run car. And this is trouble because Custer's about to go a lap down too. And he will. 39 to go, 38 actually for the leaders. And Johnson does not need a caution here. He needs to get back around Custer at least to get into that free pass positioning. What a tough situation now for Johnson to be in. He couldn't quite stay ahead of Denny Hamlin. And Hamlin's absolutely pulled away from Harvick. Johnson really trying to back up the corners early, get into the gas earlier. He needs to hit his marks the rest of this race. He cannot make another mistake again. It's been a while since he's made one anyway, but at least on his own. 38 laps remain. Custer couldn't quite clear the 10 off of turn 4. It cost him a lot of time. Even a restart at the rear of the field would be tough for Johnson to get back into this, but it'd be better than nothing. Hopefully we get long enough into the run he can catch back up to Hamlin. A little brush off the wall for 2. That definitely didn't help the 48 car. He's looking to the inside of the 10 still in the draft down the backstretch. He's going to get around Almirola. He is closing in on Custer. I just don't think Custer's quite that fast to keep up, but he's still in 9th. He's having a good run. Solid run for the rookie here today. Johnson has the run through the tri-oval to the inside of Custer now. 4 position for the free pass spot for 9th. He's got it. Johnson is there. Now he needs to try to get around Hamlin. Custer might try the crossover. Not quite. Oh, he's got the run. He looks low. Johnson able to clear the 38. Custer could not getting into the corner. Custer runs just a hair bit lower. See if he can get the draft to Johnson here through the tri-oval. I don't think he is. Hamlin slightly pulling away still, but 36 to go. Can everybody make it on fuel? Johnson is probably the safest on being able to make it on fuel to the end, but what about the rest of the field? Will they go fuel only to top off? Can Johnson cycle back around him if they do that? You're almost able to hold on to the lead lap just by simply making a 4-tire stop. How much time is Johnson going to be able to gain if they go fuel only? Or even right sides only? A lot of variations of strategy going on here. And again, this has been a long green flag run. If we go to the end of the race, it would be by far the longest run of the race. 87 laps. If we did go that distance, the longest green flag run so far is 64. But again, you don't need a lot of cautions in a NASCAR race to have a thriller, which we are possibly setting up for here today. Michigan is definitely a strategy race, and it is again here today, that is for sure. I don't know what's better though for Johnson. Is it better to stay green to the end and hope everybody can't make it on fuel, or is it better for him to get a caution, get the free pass, restart at the rear of the field and try to get back up? Because it takes him 20 to 25 laps to be the fastest car. But if he has to restart at the rear of the field, it's only going to take him longer to get to the lead. I think of like the start of the race, it took him 34 laps to get to the front. And we have right around that to go yet in this race, and he didn't restart that far back. Or initially start that far back. He started back in 27th, so I don't know. It's a very interesting situation. He goes 3 wide up the middle between Suarez and Reagan, gets around them both. Well done by Johnson. He's trying to run down Denny. Hamlin's not going to catch Bowman anytime soon, at least, so Johnson doesn't have to worry about not being the first car lap down in case of a yellow. We haven't alternated through the different cameras at all yet today, so we're going to do that quite a bit over the next roughly 20 laps. So we'll start that up right now. Sorry for that. I don't know why I waited so long. Kind of forgot about it. 32 to go at the line that time. 31 for the leaders. Just like Johnson slowly gaining on Denny Hamlin once again. I'm playing on PS4 there, Mr. McCouse. That's right. Miskouse, sorry. Mr. Miskouse. Had to think about that. Ooh, Hamlin really caught behind a few lap cars now. Johnson gaining a ton of time. Might have drove it a little too deep into 1 and 2. Jacob Webb. Oh, Hamlin caught behind, going off the exit of 4. Johnson with a big run, 3 wide to the bottom. Jimmy Johnson clears Hamlin into turn 1. He's back on the lead lap. Now trying to block the 11 into 1. Oh, definitely. I don't think Denny's going to get the crossover here. Making a charge at it, but it's too late. Johnson back on the lead lap as Hamlin still leads here at Michigan. Well, how much can Johnson run him down to the finish? He's got about 6-7 lap pressure tires. I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make necessarily, but he's going to try it. Slightly right now the fastest car on the track with just 28 to go. It's a matter of will the leaders make it on fuel or not to the end of the race, and as well as Jimmy Johnson. But he can't back it off, though. That's the problem, because if these guys go fuel only, they still might cycle ahead of Johnson. But Johnson will have the pressure tires and the fastest car at the end of the race. So there's a lot on the line here as far as that is concerned. Harvick looking for his 2nd win of the year. But Hamlin looking for his 1st win of the season to become the 9th different winner on the year. So Johnson's going to get the wall off it too if he didn't get out of the gas there, and that cost him a lot of time. Benedetto was right there, right around him, and it kind of messed up the lining of Jimmy Johnson that time. And it's still going to mess the lining up now through 3 and 4. Had to get out of the gas to the inside. Benedetto not giving him a lot of room. Still crowding him in the center of the corner. Stuck behind Stenhouse, though, through the tri-oval. Yep, that is true. Jimmy Johnson wins the race today. It'll be career win number 100 on his career. I almost forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me there, Cole. That does sound like a teacher name, I'm not gonna lie. Uh, 18 seconds behind Bowman in 7th. Should say Bowman in 8th. Chase Elliott is in 9th. So as of right now, Bowman is beating the 2 guys barely behind him in points, Elliott and Kenseth. Bowman came in 10 points ahead of Kenseth and 12 points ahead of Elliott for the last spot on points in the playoffs. He's beating Chase Elliott by 4 spots and Kenseth by 5, so he can gain on that bubble position here slightly by the end of this race. And again, Watkins Glen tomorrow. That is the final race of the regular season. Could you imagine Chase Elliott missing the playoffs on this season? And it's simply because he started out of the gate slow. I mean, he's been pretty good in the second half of the regular season, but he did not show up at all at the beginning of the season. And that has costed him a ton. And despite the strong second half, a race here today at Michigan like Elliott is having is not good enough. Especially with Bowman running inside the top 10. Ooh, Johnson just had to go high to miss Bell. Couldn't get to the inside of him into turns 3 and 4 there. Welcome back there, Triple Playboy. But yeah, the next race is at Watkins Glen tomorrow. And the first race of the playoffs is at Richmond on Sunday. Both of those start times are new in Eastern Standard Time on the channel, by the way. Oh, next race for truck, Atlanta. Atlanta and Bristol are the last 2 regular season races for the truck series. .21 to go. 34.5 seconds off the lead, but again, a fuel mileage race today at Michigan if we make it to the end without a caution. So most of my life I thought about just staying in Ohio. When I went to Charlotte last year for the Roval, I love that city. I fell in love with that city. I've been to other places and great scenery and all. But if I had to move near a city, and it'd probably be a better business option for myself with knowing that I want to get into a NASCAR full-time job someday, specifically as a broadcaster for actual NASCAR, races. I think that'd be the best business move slash move in general, and I think that would probably be the direction I'd go, is more towards North Carolina, Charlotte area. Maybe not like quite into Charlotte, but an other area, town or city just outside of it would probably be my go-to spot if I did move out of state. So 19 laps to go here at Michigan. Denny Hamlin is currently leading the race. He has not won a race yet on this season, but he has pointed his way into the playoffs. Harvick would technically be in second right now, but again, everybody is close on fuel to the end of the race. Johnson's about 3 laps to the good. He could probably make it. Tires, no issue. They haven't been all day as far as trying to make it to the end. But the rest of the field pitted about 6 to 7 laps before Johnson had hit pit road. So that is what we're looking at right now, is can they save enough to get to the end? If they can't, and then they go fuel only or right sides only, can they cycle ahead of Johnson? Because Johnson's still about 29.5 to 30 seconds off the lead. Mr. Pizza, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I live in Northwest Ohio. Oh boy, barely clearing Suarez off of 4. Had to get to the outside of Fincham. Suarez was there, but luckily Johnson cleared them both. Well, at least cleared Suarez in time on the outside there, and then got to the outside of Chad Fincher, but nevertheless got it done. Oh boy, Johnson sliding up the track off of 2. Again, we are very loose off of turn 2. Have been most of the day. Did I meet Jake Paul yet? No. No, I have not. I don't know too much about him. Why is he an Ohioan? Because I honestly don't know. So 15 to go this time by. Leaders are already there. Johnson still has to get there. Currently the fastest car on the track, but just lost way too much time in this one. How insane would it be to go the final 87 laps under green at Michigan nonetheless, but again, everybody's so close on fuel, especially those ahead of Johnson. Johnson can run it hard. Everybody else could be trying to be in save mode right now. 15 to go. Oh, almost some contact up there on the outside of the track. Eric Jones, Joey Gase. Bowman slipped by to the bottom, but here comes Johnson catching up to Bowman. They got together, which put Johnson in this situation earlier. On the last restart, Johnson to the inside of his teammate for 8th. He's going to get on by. Kyle Busch, 7th. 1 second ahead. He's going to get by him probably next lap. That'll move him up one more spot, but Jimmy is coming. Does he have enough time? Spin him. Yeah, not going to be able to spin him here. We're teammates, and I don't know if I want this to stay green, because if we get a caution, they're going to be even closer to making it, and they might pit, and if they pit, we're in trouble. Because we'll have to stay out with these older tires. We're just faster on older tires, but I don't know if I want to see a caution. I think we want this to play out and see if they run out of fuel. Yeah, we're definitely running as hard as we can, that's for sure. About to start not lifting at all here. I'm lifting very slightly, but what's the saying? If you're lifting, you're losing. And we kind of have to settle the car down with how loose it is, especially in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, we could probably go wide open. Just trying to catch the lap cars in right spots, too. They haven't done a great job of that most of the day. Full throttle through 3 and 4. Johnson is pushing this race car hard. 12 to go. Got to lift a little bit. Couldn't hit his apex perfectly there. Justin Haley to the inside. Just a slight bit of time. That cost a couple tenths a lap. Johnson loose off a 2. Oh my goodness. Not wanting to lift though. Stays in the gas. Johnson pushing it hard, and it's checkers or wreckers here at Michigan at this point in the race. $11 to go. Harvick in 5th. Likely going to lock up 2nd in the regular season championship standings. That is 9 playoff points additional, along with his 1 win. 3 wide up the middle off of 2. Johnson's loose. He slams into Harvick off of turn 2. They both keep it going straight. We stay green. Johnson tried to thread it up the middle off of 2, and he couldn't hang on to the race car. Going to get back around Harvick through 3 and 4 and up to 5th, but that cost both of those drivers a little bit of time. 10 to go this time by. Less than 20 seconds off the lead. Johnson trying to run down the leaders. Newman for 4th. Truex in 3rd. Johnson up the middle again. Got it to stick that time. Boy, he's loose. Oh my goodness. Barely clearing everybody. Thankfully, Johnson able to hold on. And he's up to 3rd. 19 seconds back. Might need lap traffic to help us out. Keselowski in second. Denny Hamlin has a gigantic lead. He's led a lot second half of the race. Johnson held it really well off of 2, and he had to with Custer to the inside, so just 9 drivers on the lead lap currently. Hamlin, with that big of a lead, he's able to save a little bit of fuel. Can he make it to the end? He's made it this far. It'd be a gut-wrenching loss for Hamlin if he can't make it just 8 laps to go. We'll go back to the normal camera for the rest of the race once we get back to the start-finish line this time by. Longest green flag run of the race by far here today. It has been 80 laps on this green flag run. And again, just 2 cautions total. I mean, you can see how much Hamlin has backed off. Johnson is the fastest car on the track. He's got about 6-7 lap pressure tires. That's pretty much worn off at this point. Jimmy can't go full throttle through 1 and 2. Awkward angle to get to the inside of Bobby Carter there. Might settle the car, though, off of turn 2, and it pretty much did. Not loose at all that time. Roberto Sandoval, welcome to the stream. Yep, Tigers up 1-0. There we go. Denny Hamlin hit pit road with 45 laps to go. Sorry, 46 laps to go. Some other lead lap cars pit with 47 to go. Johnson pit with 41 laps left. He's getting close to the end, but he has not been able to save at all in this final run, and we have a caution. Caution is out with 6 to go at Michigan. And this changes everything. And that is not what Johnson wanted to see at all. 3rd caution of the race. And we should have 2 to 3 laps to go when we go back green. Jimmy gonna go right sides only, no fuel. One round of wedge adjustment to loosen the car up. Well, here we go. Yeah, everybody took 4 tires. 4 tires for everybody on the stop. Johnson takes 2. Trying to loosen the car up as much as he can. Green flag back in the air at Michigan. This is the finish of the race. A lot of drivers in the top half of the field here on the lead lap that haven't won yet. Just 2 laps to go. Green, white, checkered. Can Johnson hold on 2 tires? Everybody else has 4. Man, this car's loose, getting up to speed. Johnson is way too loose off of turn 2. Way too loose. Stays in the gas, trying to pull away from everybody. Now through 3 and 4, has to lift slightly, but not all the way. Hook in the inside line, white flag in the air, 1 lap to go at Michigan. Newman is up to 2nd, he hasn't won yet this year. Here comes Truex, Keselowski. Johnson could be a sitting duck on the final lap. Newman looks low to the inside, into 1 and 2. Johnson loose again. Down on the bottom, trying to hold it. He can't do it. Johnson slides up the track. Busch makes contact with a 48 of Johnson, the 19, the 4. All into it. Jimmy losing a ton of spots on the final lap. Brian Newman to the lead, the Rocket Man, through 3 and 4. He goes high. Busch wide through 3 and 4 on the final lap of the race. Denny Hamlin with a 3-wide pass for the win. Can he do it? He clears, and he does. Denny Hamlin wins at Michigan. Johnson falls back to 8th. Unbelievable finish. Denny Hamlin pulls it off after all. A slow pit stop. How did he get to the lead on that final restart on the final lap? A last lap pass for the win. By 58 one-thousandths of a second, he beat Ryan Newman to the line. For his first win of the season, robbing Newman of his first win of the year, as well as Kyle Busch. Keselowski, all the top four have not won yet this season. What a finish to this race today at Michigan. What a race in general. But that caution really not pay off. I think we shouldn't have made an adjustment there. We were way too loose. I think if we would have taken the two tires to loosen it up just a hair and not made a wedge adjustment, I think it would have been fine. We might have been able to hold on, but I loosened the car up way too much. Or maybe even stayed out and not even done any, I don't know what could have happened there. I tried, I mean, that car was so bad. I tried to hold full throttle through 1 and 2, but I mean, the car was like shaking around so bad I couldn't do it and hang on to it. I had to lift. Everybody else behind us didn't have to lift. What a move though, 3 wide for the win. Newman ended up second after going high there, trying to get the run to keep Busch. Busch went up the middle and Hamlin with the run to the bottom. Unbelievable. What a race. 2 hours and I think 32 minutes total time on the race. Yeah, 2 hours 32 minutes total time on the race today. Again, Johnson has had the regular season championship won. Hamlin is third, gets his first win of the season. That's 5 playoff points at the end of the regular season here. Look at the playoff cut line. Alex Bowman has the last spot on the playoff cut line by just 15 points over Matt Kenseth and 16 points over Chase Elliott. Christopher Bell is also kind of slipped back. He had a bad race today. Christopher Bell is only 18 points ahead of Kenseth and 19 ahead of Elliott. So 4 drivers right on the cut line on points going into Michigan, or sorry, going into Watkins Glen tomorrow for the final race of the regular season. So again, Ty Dillon has 2 wins and Ricky Stenhouse has 1 win, so they're both in. Timmy Hill is officially eliminated from playoff contention after the race today, despite having a win this season as well, but he will not be able to get inside the top 30. So yeah, we ended up finishing in 8th. Harvick had the fastest lap, 38.396. He led the most laps today, 57 laps led, but Hamlin is the one who stole the victory in this one. Clint Boyer on the move, started 39th at the rear of the field. He got up to 14th. Tough break goes to Eric Jones, who started 2nd. Ran mid-pack most of the race, finished 18th. Take a look at the finishing results once again, by the way. Hamlin 1st, Newman 2nd, Kyle Busch 3rd, Keselowski 4th, Harvick 5th, Truex 6th, Logano 7th, Johnson 8th, Bowman 9th, and Custer rounds out the top 10. Only the top 10 finished on the lead lap. 3 cautions total in the race today. Look at your other finishing results. Tough break there again. Bell ran 23rd. He did not need that coming into this race. And just 1 DNF, and that was Ty Dillon as well, who didn't need that finish. We'll take a look at the point standings one more time here in this one. So Johnson does not get his 100th career win here today. Crazy, crazy race. But unbelievable nevertheless. That's got to be one of the best finishes this year, honestly. I think we had, I mean, I knew once we were loose getting up to speed off of turn 2 that I wasn't going to be able to hold on to that one. So again, one more look at the playoff / point standings here with 1 race to go. I wanted to look at Ty Dillon because with him DNFing there, he's got to stay in the top 30. So yeah, he is locked in. So Ty Dillon is locked in after this race because those guys right around him in points did not have good days either, despite Ty Dillon DNFing. So he will finish in the top 30 no matter what. 40 points is the max, and he is 45 points ahead of 31st, so he is good to go. So Dillon is locked in no matter what with those 2 wins. So that's the only other thing I wanted to look at there. So, yep, Watkins Glen tomorrow, 90 laps to decide who will make the playoffs. Should be a lot of fun. Realistic broadcast as always, so subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you like NASCAR. I give NASCAR Heat 5 daily live streams as well as other related NASCAR content on the channel with a realistic broadcast. So, and I will see you guys tomorrow for that Watkins Glen race. Power rankings video should be up later tonight, if not early tomorrow morning. And then the predictions video for Michigan should also be up tomorrow morning as well. So hope to, at least for Saturday's race in real life, that is, for the Cup Series. So hope to see you guys then. Hopefully you had a good time. Hit the like button also if you enjoyed the race commentary, the video in general. I'll see you guys tomorrow at Watkins Glen. We'll look to use the steering wheel, so it should be a lot of fun. If not hectic, at least for me, using a steering wheel on a road course for the first time on Heat 5. So that'll be it for this one. See you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night.